Welcome to another episode of Unraveling Success. And 2026 is our year of being unfiltered. So we're pulling lessons that we've learned in the last 2 years of Unraveling Success forward. And I'm just sharing some of the things that I've learned from interviewing all these people over the last 2 years with all this knowledge and experience. Super inspiring. And I just have a lot on my mind, a lot to share. And so I thought that this year we would just do things a little bit more different. And I really love the idea of the unfiltered piece just because I feel like with all of the AI and automation and technology out there, that the human connection is just something that's going to become more and more valuable. So just felt really led to kind of change things up a little bit this year. Um, Today I wanted to talk about a topic of noise, first of all. And as in the business community, there's two areas that I specifically find there's just a massive amount of noise. And one is technology. And then the second one is coaching. Like who do you work with? Um and so these for me are just like the two areas that I find the most prevalent for me with that bring the noise. And so I just wanted to unpack that a little bit about what I've learned and kind of some of the things, my philosophy, and then some of the things I've noticed just having a number of coaches on the podcast over the last couple of years as well, and things that I've noticed about them. And so I hope what this does is it gives you kind of a litmus test or a way to vet, who is somebody that you maybe should work with. So I I want to start first is when you're looking for somebody to coach with, I feel like you need to start with what's the pain point? What pain point are you needing to fix, because different coaches are going to have different areas of strength. And so that would be like your first, like, where's your pain point and what are you trying to fix? Number one. Number two is something that I have grown very, very, very passionate about. And this is something that I feel like will really cut through a lot of the noise is looking for lived in experience. So I think one of the things I've noticed, I'm in a number of like business groups and things of that nature. And I had somebody introduce me, and this is outside the insurance industry, to a coach a few years ago. And super nice person. And she was, interested in coaching me. And I feel like maybe I am not alone in this, but I feel like I'm a magnet for people wanting to coach me. And so it's given me a little bit of pause. Um, and when I started talking with this person, and this person's lovely, but asking questions, comparing notes, just being curious, this person had not seen any success in business. They had gone out to get a certificate and then they were coaching business owners. And I really feel like one of the number one litmus tests or vet, if you're going to, questions for vetting a coach that you're going to work with, is what experience do you have? I think there's a lot of people out there coaching that don't have receipts of having done what you're looking to do. So you want to look for somebody that has done what you are looking to do. I think that in my experience, right? Like I'll just take my own personal experience. You know, at Aspire, I've brought it from scratch, so zero, to seven figures in revenue. But I am not trying to go out there and tell people that have eight figures in revenue how to get there, because I'm not there yet. And the journey between zero and seven figures, the amount of lessons learned in that terrain is significant. And it's actually the whole heart behind Unraveling Success is sharing those journeys. That is that's where the gold is. The gold is actually in that journey, in somebody seeing, experiencing the pain points, being able to help you see around corners because they've been there. I was share even just like, it's a little bit of a squirrel, but in the insurance industry, in the insurance agency space, I would say one of the reasons why I've had whatever degree of success you feel like I am, there's people far more successful than me. There's people not as, it doesn't matter. But one of the things that's given me an edge is the fact that I started when I was 20 as a receptionist And now at age 45, I've been, receptionist, a CSR, an account manager. I've been on the sales side and producing. I've learned personal and commercial insurance both, and then now moved into an ownership role. And so that has given me this runway of experience. So the lessons learned there, you can't skip over and like get a certificate and have those lessons. Like it just doesn't work that way. And so let's just say you're going to go hire, you wanted to get in better shape and you were going to go hire a personal trainer. If there is a personal trainer and they have a certificate, but they clearly need to be working on their own physique, like you're probably not going to hire them. You're going to hire the person who looks as though they have the discipline, they're in the gym, they've had their own fitness journey that is inspiring to you. So I would say that's a huge one. So asking them, what experience they have for them to be able to speak into where you're going. Um, Next is their how. I feel like the how matters so much it, when it comes to coaching. And I am going to flash back my own personal experience to, I want to say the agency was really young. I think maybe this was 2016 ish. It's right around there. We were a very young agency and I was looking for a coach and I actually reached out to an agency owner that was in a large agency owner group asking if they would be my coach. And they said yes. And they explained their leadership style and how their coaching style would look for me. And honestly, it was pretty harsh. And I knew it wouldn't be a good fit for me. And so I actually moved on from that coaching. I mean, I think we probably met literally probably 2 times. And he was honest with me, which I appreciate. And the way that he coaches, like it's going to work for a lot of people but it wouldn't work well for me. It's not going to be the right match for me. So looking for, you know, the how, making sure that matches, right? I even just think like for me, I'm in the insurance space, so I'm just gonna like I'll probably say some insurance people's names that like for me, one of the people that I follow and really love, Mike Stromso, is an example of somebody who would fit me well as a coach. Like he's really inspiring. He's definitely going to hold you accountable, but it doesn't feel like this top push down. It feels like a, hey, you said you were going to do this. Let's go do it. And how are we going to get there? Let me help you kind of way. That's something that's going to help me. But there's other people, like I think of, let's just take it outside of the insurance world, like Andy Frisella, right? Like 75 hard. I love 75 hard, done it twice. But he is somebody like his coaching style or his style, right? Is going to attract a certain type of person. And so just making sure that how is is a good match. And then also I think when you're in the coaching world, what is the why? Why are you doing this? I think this is me personally, and I don't think that there's, this makes it right necessarily. But for me, I want to look at somebody that's looking at what they're doing as a helping profession. I want somebody who's looking to serve, to empower others, and for them to see like forward moving results, right? Like we want to be able to look backwards in 1 year, 3 years, right? And be like, okay, that look at where I am now. And you should be able to see like forward moving progress. Um, but there's a lot of different, hearts behind the why, right? And you've probably heard me say this if you listen to anything that I put out there, but um, the money is the most shallow why. So we all know that people are in different professions. There's the good and there's the not so good. But I would say when you're looking at the coaching space, you know, you really want someone who has a heart to help, not somebody who is, super money driven. Like, I think money is a byproduct of value, and that the more value is brought and the more people that you lift up, it's naturally just going to fall into place. But if the why or the heart behind it is purely monetary, or the majority is monetary, then I think you're going to deal with a real disconnect. Um, so I would just say, finding out the heart behind the why is, even asking the question, like, tell me why, why you do this. And maybe even less about the words that are said, but look at the how they show up. Are they consistent? Are they prepared? Are they, reliable? Are you seeing results, and can you look backwards and see that you have forward momentum? Uh, One of the things that I've noticed about the coaches that I've had on the podcast is that coaches don't look to keep you forever, right? Because they're going to get you to a certain point, and then you're going to, you know, spread your wings and fly. So the same coaching program is typically not going to be relevant for this huge long runway. So that is something I think that when you are with a coach, you need to have a clear direction. You need to be stretched and equipped, which is part of what will bring you to spread your wings. You're responsible for outcomes and that you're seeing results. But that also that this isn't, it's there for a season. It's not supposed to be there for ever, because the reality is you should be growing, expanding to coaches that bring you to that next level. So um those are just a few of the notes that I've written down. I feel like this is an area, just as somebody who has kind of just watched and noticed this space. No, for me, I do one person that I coach. It's something I do tiny on the side. It's not something I'm looking to build as some giant revenue stream or to step outside of the insurance agency, because I absolutely adore my agency. It has to stay my number one because it's the thing that fuels my soul the most. And I have a team to coach up myself. But my why is that I love like being wind in people's sails, and I love to be part of a journey to help unstuck people and get them to next points. And I want to see, specifically in the insurance space, which is where I would function, is I want to see our industry like become better and better and better. One thing I think, look for the helpers. Like, what are if you're looking at a coach, I know I mentioned Mike Strom. So Kelly Donahue Puro is another amazing coach in the insurance space, but look for the helpers. I think I can see so much of both Kelly and Mike Strom, so that they're putting out there that is of extreme value, that they're not paid for, where where their heart is because you can see it. They wear it on their sleeve. And that they're bringing help and they're bringing good, not just to their clients, but overall. I think that exposes a lot of the heart behind the why as well. So those are just kind of my few words as I've, talked to coaches and then just kind of in my own experience. So take that for what it's worth. And then actually in show notes, what I'll do is I'm just going to write a couple questions that I would personally use if I am looking at vetting out somebody to work with in the future.